It was another heartbreaker last night for the Athletics. A ninth-inning rally wasn't enough. The A's left the bases loaded and could not deliver as the road struggles continue for the green and gold. Andrew Triggs gets the ball for the A's tonight in Seattle. Triggs has had a nice 2017 season so far, but a bad start against this Mariners team in April still lingers for him, and he would love to get some payback. It's Game 2, A's, Mariners, next. We are at Safeco Field in Seattle, and with the possibility of rain coming, the roof is going to be closed tonight as they just started closing it. Andrew Triggs takes the mound for the A's. He'll be looking for his 6th win of the year. It's Game 2 of the series, the Oakland A's and the Seattle Mariners, and it's coming up on NBC Sports California, powered by Xfinity. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Oakland A's Baseball. Along with Mark Mulder, I'm Glenn Kuiper. 7 starts so far this year for Andrew Triggs. He's been good in the 6 of them. The one that he struggled was against these Seattle Mariners at the Coliseum back in April, so we'll see if he learned anything from that start.
And usually you do, but that's a long time ago, to be honest with you. As a starter, you want to bounce back. You want to prove that, hey, it's time to go now, and the A's need him tonight more than ever. Losing streak, they need that stopped. They need a starter to go deep into the game to hopefully give this struggling bullpen a little bit of a rest.
All right, so Nelson Cruz, the big hitter as always for the Seattle Mariners. He's got 24 career home runs against the A's, including last night's mark. Really simple. He's one of the premier power hitters in all of baseball.
He hits mistakes, and that's the reality of it. Last night you saw Minaya fastball out over the middle of the plate. It's going to be interesting for Triggs tonight. He's got to get that fastball in. He's got to get something in on his hands because we talked last night how Cruz has to get those arms extended. He did that last night, and with the breaking ball of Triggs, it's only going to be effective if he's able to get inside on him.
And the Mariners put Robinson Cano on the disabled list today, so the A's will not see Cano in this series. And let's hope the A's can finally get that first win of this road trip. It's been a tough trip so far for the green and gold. Now stick around. When we come back, we will check in with the A's pregame live studios, and then we'll come back for lineups and first pitch. It's the A's and the Mariners.
on NBC Sports California is brought to you by Southwest. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. By Toyota, the full-line automaker with the longest-lasting vehicles in America. Toyota, let's go places. And by Jack in the Box. Come try the new guacamole and bacon chicken sandwich, only at Jack in the Box.
Well, that's the starting pitcher tonight for the Mariners, Chase DeYoung, as Seattle has taken the field. All white uniforms tonight. A's will wear the gray pants and the green tops. It's game 2 of this 3-game series. Game time weather presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. Boardwalk is open. Visit beachboardwalk.com for park hours. Another cool night, 50 degrees, as the roof was open for a while, but then around batting practice, they started to close it up. There's a chance it could rain a little bit. It rained a good share of the morning and even a little bit into the afternoon today here in Seattle. But so worrying about a little more rain, but it should be cleared up tomorrow. And actually tomorrow is supposed to be a pretty nice day here in Seattle. A's lineup for tonight is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. And here it is, Matt Joyce once again in the leadoff spot, followed by Lowry, Davis, Alonso, Healy, Canna, Vogt. Vogt with the home run last night, 2-run shot. Then Rosales and Fegley. Vogt's going to DH. Fegley's going to catch.
And Chase DeYoung making his 4th start of the season. So far, it has not gone that well for him. 0-3 record, 7.85 ERA, and the A's are hoping to keep it that way.
So DeYoung is ready to go. So is Matt Joyce. Last night it was a 6-5 Mariners win. It was a very exciting game, but also a very frustrating game for the Athletics, who once again just could not find that big hit. And they came up just a little bit short. So they'll get after it again tonight. So the first pitch of the game to Matt Joyce is in for a strike. Joyce at 202 with 4 home runs, 15 RBIs. He was 0 for 4 last night with a walk. Bob Melvin looking for somebody to take over that leadoff spot and just giving Joyce an opportunity. That's Dana DeMuth, who's the crew chief, and he's going to call balls and strikes tonight. Nauert at first, Guccione at second, Torres at third. 2 pitch to Matt Joyce is a high fastball.
And DeYoung's a 4-pitch pitcher. Fastball, curveball, slider change. He was the Texas League Pitcher of the Year last year. A lot of success. So far, it just hasn't translated for the Mariners yet.
Fastball inside again. He was with the Dodgers, and then the Dodgers traded him to the Mariners at the beginning of spring training. So there are the 4 pitches, and uses them all. 2-2 pitch, and a good one. So Matt Joyce strikes out. So 1 away here in the first inning. Defensively for the Seattle Mariners, it looked like this: Heredia, Dyson, and Gamble in the outfield. Seager, Segura, Motter, and Valencia on the infield, with Carlos Ruiz doing the catching tonight. Scott Service in his Mariners, 18-21 on the year. The A's come in 16-22. Pretty good record at home for the Mariners, 11-5. The road has been a problem. They're 7-16 on the road. So both of these teams have played poorly on the road. 1-0 pitch. Shallow right center. Dyson, I think he didn't get a great read on it, so it ends up being Ben Gamble who comes racing over from right field to make the catch.
Well, you hear outfielders say the one right at you is always tough, and you can see the reaction on Dyson. He goes back, but that ball hit right off the end of the bat. And luckily for the Mariners, Gamble's able to head on in and make that. From the side, he has a better view of that. And that's why that catch is a little bit easier for him, and luckily he was able to get there.
So 2 outs. Here's Chris Davis. Davis with a home run last night. It was his first home run since the 29th of April. So it had been a while.
And this all came off after a long at bat. I believe it was a 12-pitch at bat. Able to finally get something out over the plate. He fouled off a lot of tough pitches to get to that spot.
Fouls this one just to our right above us. So 1-1 the count. Giovanni Gallardo got the win last night. He had to hang on, not him so much, but his bullpen. But the bullpen was able to get out of some jams, and Gallardo ended up getting the win. Pitched into the 7th inning. Broken bat grounder. That's Segura, the shortstop. Throws across, and DeYoung has a 3-up, 3-down, top of the 1st inning. So it's time for Andrew Triggs, who's shooting for his 6th win of the year. So Andrew Triggs gets to work as the A's went quietly in the top of the 1st. And let's look at the lineup that Triggs will face tonight for the Seattle Mariners. It's brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Segura, Gamel, Cruz, Seager, Valencia, Mater, Heredia, Dyson, and Ruiz.
And Andrew Triggs making his 8th start of the season. A's need a big one from him tonight. He's been outstanding for the A's. The right-hander, 5-2, 2.21 ERA. He's been a bright spot so far in a rotation that's dealt with a little bit of injuries. He's been the one constant that's taken the ball.
So he'll face Gene Segura. First pitch to Segura is in for a strike. Segura is hot right now. He's sitting on a 14-game hitting streak, and during that hitting streak, he's hitting .413. He's been a good pickup for the Mariners. Spent a little time on the disabled list earlier this year. He's back healthy. He is leading the league in hitting at .370. Trout 2nd, and Bogarts, Castro, and Nelson Cruz is 7th on that list. Segura almost swung.
Well, one unique thing about Segura, when he gets ready, you can see in his stance, he kind of stands there with the bat kind of low, just above his waist, out away from him, which is a little unusual. You don't see that. A lot of guys keep their hands up over their shoulders. You can see how that bat's just dangling out in front.
And this one's hit high and deep to left field. Chris Davis backs up. Plenty of room out there. Davis, in a warning track, grabs it. So 1 out here in the bottom of the 1st. Defensively for the A's, Chris Davis in left. Mark Canha gets a start tonight in center field. Matt Joyce is in right. Then Healy, Rosales, Lowry, and Alonso around the infield, with Josh Fegley doing the catching. So Mark Canha, we'll see how he does in center field tonight. And really, the A's do not have a backup center fielder, and Canha's probably the best guy to be able to pull it off. And I think it's important if he can play out there, not on a regular basis, but Rajai Davis cannot play every single day.
But you're right, when you're limited with options as far as who can cover that much ground and who can play that position, you're forced into it. Canha, I think, can do the job out there. And we're going to find out. And that's why Bob Melvin has him out there.
Ben Gamble hits one very high in the air on the infield. Adam Rosales in the infield grass makes the catch. So 2 away here in the bottom of the first, and that'll bring up Nelson Cruz. So tonight, any 95-mile-per-hour fastballers are fast pitch brought to you by Xfinity, the fastest Wi-Fi at home and on the go. So this will be a fun matchup to watch tonight. Triggs against Cruz. Nelson Cruz, so dangerous. 9 home runs, 33 RBIs, good batting average of .319. And he drills this one to right center field. And that one is gone. First pitch Nelson Cruz sees from Triggs, and he hits it out to right center field. So home run number 10 for Cruz. He now has 34 RBIs.
Well, I said it in the open. He's going to have to get something in on his hands. Nelson Cruz likes to get his arms extended. Nelson isn't always an aggressive type hitter. He always doesn't come up swinging, but when you're facing a sinker slider type guy without overpowering stuff, you get something out over the plate, and that ball's just driven to right center. He has power to all fields, so you got to get inside on him in some way in order to open up that outer half.
And here's Kyle Seager. So his second home run to right field this year. 5 to center field. We talked about Nelson Cruz in the open of our show. Now 25 career home runs against the A's, and maybe quietly one of the best power hitters in all of baseball. I think maybe doesn't get quite as much recognition as some of the other guys.
Yeah, he doesn't get talked about quite as much. I mean, he has.
Yeah.
You know, some of the years he had, the year he put together in Baltimore, Texas, the home. I mean, he's been a power guy for a while, but can't say that you're surprised that he comes to a park like this and still hits for power.
Yeah, he's got enough to get out of any park. 2-2 the count to Kyle Seager. Seager homered last night, his third of the year. Now it's 3-2. Seager hitting in the cleanup spot. Valencia would be next. 3-2 pitch, swing and a miss, struck him out. Mariners get on the board thanks to Nelson Cruz, his 10th home run of the year. 1-0 Seattle after 1.
See him for just $19.99 a month with the A's Ballpark Pass. But this offer expires tomorrow at 5 p.m. For more information and to purchase the A's Ballpark Pass, visit athletics.com/ballparkpass.
Second inning from Safeco Field here in Seattle. Another cool, wet night. Mariners with a 1-0 lead. Chase DeYoung had a 3-up, 3-down inning in the first with a strikeout. Yonder Alonso 0 for 3 with a couple of walks last night, one of them intentional.
I think that change up there from DeYoung, that's going to be a big pitch against the A's lefties. If A's hitters can lay off that pitch, try to get something up.
They threw a couple good changeups in that first inning. One of them got a strikeout at Joyce. Down and away, and the count now 3-0. Healy to follow, and then Canna here in the second inning. And the 3-1 pitch is inside, so the A's had their leadoff man aboard. And here comes Healy. Healy playing third base tonight. It's the 9th start that he has had this year at third base. He's had 7 starts at first base and 19 starts as the designated hitter. Overall 250 with 6 homers, 14 RBIs. Healy with 8 doubles in his 35 hits. Outside. Last night the A's had 5 runs on 5 hits. Of course, a couple of home runs. They had plenty of base runners. They were walked 8 times.
Well, and Plouffe having the night off. As you said, Healy at third base. Bob Melvin wanted to keep voting there. He's DHing tonight.
Interesting note. More runs than hits and lost. The A's were also 0 for 5 with runners in scoring position. Sean Manaea, he had an interesting start. It ended well, did not start well. It was all said and done that Sean Manaea went 5 innings. Strike call.
To me, the bigger thing for Manaea is seeing him bounce back the way he did. It had to be a good sight for Kurt Young, Bob Melvin. In the past, we've seen things get away from him where he's dealing, and then all of a sudden things start to unravel and he can't get it back. Maybe last night he learned something.
Healy hits one high and deep to left field. And that baby is gone into the upper deck. Monster home run by Ryan Healy, and the A's lead 2-1. That ball was about halfway up the upper deck.
It's by far the furthest ball I've personally ever seen hit in this stadium. You don't see many balls go up into that upper deck. He got a fastball right down the middle of the plate and did not miss that. More runs on home runs.
That's right.
But hey, they got a leadoff hitter on though too.
And that one is lined to left field, and that's a base hit for Mark Canna. So Canna's aboard.
And Healy, you see the leg kick, the fastball, middle, trying going away. Ball comes back middle in, and that ball is crushed.
Wow.
I mean, just a perfect looking swing, foot down. And when you're in a hitter count, when it's a 3-1 count like that, you can do that. You can look for that one pitch, and look where that is. It's about what, about 8 rows up? That's over halfway up that small upper deck section out in left field.
Well, they're saying 443 feet on the home run. But boy, that is hard to do because you have the bullpen out there. Think of how wide the bullpen is, and then see the scoreboard, and then that upper deck, and that went halfway up the upper deck. So that group right there is the ones who got it, and you see where they're sitting. So you're right. That's one of the longest I've seen, and probably the longest. You're not expecting to get a home run up there.
No, when you buy that ticket, that's just to sit there and hang out. you're not expecting to come home with a ball that night.
No, you are not. Stephen Vogt hits a high pop-up. Looks like it's going to be playable. Valencia near the seats, and Valencia makes the catch. That ball was sky-high pop-up. So another home run for the Athletics, and for the A's, it's their 53rd. Check this out. These are the home run leaders, the Yankees, Astros, Rangers. So the Rangers and the A's now tied for 3rd in total home runs. Then the next column, solo home runs, and then the overall rank in runs scored. So the point is you see the other teams that are on that list are 1, 2, 4, and 5 in total runs scored.
Yeah.
The point we're making, and you just said it, is the A's are doing a great job of hitting home runs. They're just not scoring runs in other ways, and that's why they're second to last in runs scored, when those other teams are 1, 2, 4, and 5 in total runs scored.
Yeah, the A's are, I mean, basically what that says is the A's are relying on they're only getting their runs just from the home runs. They're not putting together those 3, 4, 5 hit innings. Struggled with guys in scoring position, and that's probably the biggest factor in why they rank where they do in total runs scored, is just how poorly they've done.
And the home runs are, well, they're keeping them in the game. Rosales, 268 with 3 homers, 12 RBIs. Breaking ball by Chase DeYoung. So 1-1 the count with Canna the runner at first. Rosales last night was the final hitter of the game. Just missed inside, and he took a called strike 3 to end it.
This is a tough way to lose that game. You know, the A's fought back. Mariners went through a couple different pitchers in that last inning, and that pitch was just too close. And Rosie said it after the game. He goes, you know, it was probably something I should have tried to fight off.
This one is skied toward left field where Heredia comes in. Yeah, you got the feeling he knew it, that he probably should have took a rip at it. But what can you do?
And it's not like it was a good pitch. Don't get me wrong. It's obviously not something you want to be thinking that looking for a walk in that situation. But the guy made a was it
Zick?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did. It was
he made a great
pitch.
he made a great pitch.
So with 2 outs, here's Fegley. Canna runs. Throw to second base. Not in time, and Mark Canna has a stolen base. A good jump. Canna gets his first stolen base on the season.
Well, you said it. He got a great jump. That walking lead, DeYoung did not make him stop. You got to hold that a little longer, vary your looks, which he didn't do. And Canna able to time that. And you see that walking lead. It was just 1 or 2 steps, and then you go.
A 1 pitch to Fegley. Bounce to third. Seager has it. Seager crossed in time. Side retired. Ryan Healy with a long, and I mean a long, home run. 2-run shot here in the second inning. So as we go to the bottom of the second, the A's now lead it 2-1. Big 2-run homer. So the A's lead 2-1 here in the bottom of the second inning. Valencia, Motter, and Heredia. 3 right-handed hitters. Valencia at 242 with 4 home runs. Sliders away.
Well, we just saw how good Triggs has been in those shutdown innings. This is a big one. He gave up that home run. The A's offense picked him up, gave him the lead.
Side corner first strike. Valencia 0 for 2 with a couple of walks, couple of strikeouts last night. One of his walks came with the bases loaded, so he picked up an RBI. Slider right off the end of the bat.
That slider is going to be a big pitch for Triggs, especially against Valencia. I know I remember seeing so many times last year Valencia chasing that slider down and away. See if we can get him to go after it again.
Well, he tried the slider, it just stayed inside. Yeah, when Danny Valencia is not going well, he will chase a lot. Reaches for that one. Salas as it scoot under his glove into shallow center field.
Well, this almost seemed like a play that Rosales, he didn't know if he was going to come in and try and get it, and then all of a sudden it seemed like, all right, I'm going to play it back and maybe spin on it. I don't know if maybe that shot on the grass or did something funny, but that didn't look like a normal, like a normal way a shortstop goes after the ball. I don't know if he changed his mind on it or if something happened on a bounce, but just had an odd look to the way he went after it.
It goes as a base hit for Valencia. Here's Taylor Motter. Swing and a miss on the slider. Motter at .232, 5 home runs, 15 RBIs, 1 for 4 last night. Two of those 5 home runs against the A's. One of them was a grand slam. Robinson Cano placed on the disabled list today, retroactive to the 13th. Motter getting time at second base, and that will continue at least if Cano comes off when eligible. It would be Tuesday, a week from tonight. He went. So it's 1-2. Here's the grand slam at the Coliseum, April 23rd. And it was against Triggs.
Well, you can see that's just a mistake that Triggs made. The fastball trying to go away. You know, I think I say it a lot. You know, guys hit mistakes for home runs. Very seldom are good pitches ever hit for home runs. As a pitcher, you're going to make mistakes throughout a game. It's the situations you make them in. Sometimes when things are going good as a starter, those pitches are fouled off when you make that mistake. Sometimes they're not. You pay for it.
Blocked nicely by Fegley.
Lots of times you hear hitters say you get one good pitch and at bat to hit. You better not miss it. And I think hitters are always kind of up there looking for that one pitch, and doesn't mean the pitcher has to make it. You don't have to make that mistake. You keep the balls on the corner, you run it off, and I think that's what makes Triggs effective, is the movement that he has and the way he can command the ball in the strike zone.
Shoots right past Heredia in the on-deck circle. 2-2 the count with Heredia. Dyson to hit next. Fastball at 87. So the count is full to Motter. See if Valencia takes off. Valencia with the lead, and he takes off. Swing and a miss. Fegley's throw is in time. Got him. So a strike him out, throw him out, double play.
Well, while we're watching, it almost seems like Lowry gets the tag right on his elbow, right on his left elbow. Lowry, you see, makes the catch, and if he got him, it seems as though he got that tag down before Valencia's foot got into the bag. Not the greatest jump, but a good throw from Fegley and a nice tag.
And a good call. He was out. So 2 away. And here's Guillermo Heredia. Fastball first strike. So Valencia and the Mariners are counting on some type of contact from Motter. And that was not the case. Heredia at .296. He's got a couple of home runs. 0 for 3 last night, but he scored a couple of runs. Foul down the third baseline. Another small crowd tonight. Last night, on a chilly night, there was 15,411 in attendance. About that tonight. Pegley wants it outside, and it is, but a little too far out. So full count to Heredia.
Well, we've seen a handful of fastballs from Triggs. He's just missing on that outside corner to right-handed batters. The ball's just not coming back enough. Just starting it too far off the plates. A couple of them have been elevated.
Better slider there. .33 pitches for Triggs, so fairly high amount in the first couple innings. 14 balls, 19 strikes. Lowry out, Canna in, and Marcana makes the catch. Side retired. So the strike him out, throw him out double play helps Andrew Triggs. The A's lead 2-1 after 2.
Baseball on NBC Sports California is brought to you by Caltrans Stormwater. Keep our highways clean. Protect our water. ProtectEveryDrop.com.
2-1, the A's lead the Mariners. It's the top of the third from Seattle. Ryan Healy with a 2-run homer for the A's. Nelson Cruz with a solo home run for the Mariners, and that's the scoring so far. So the A's will have the top of their order. Joyce struck out in the first, the only strikeout for Chase DeYoung. This would be 4 starting pitchers on the disabled list. DeYoung getting a chance to start some big league games for the Mariners. A pretty good opportunity. There's a line drive and backhanded play by Gene Segura. And welcome to the shift. Can you believe that? That's just a real basic line drive, base hit to center field.
I suppose maybe the pitchers are used to that now with all the shifting that's going on, but when that's off the bat as a pitcher, you just put your head down like, all right, base hit up the middle, and then you turn around and it's caught. And for a hitter, it's gotta mess with you at times, because when you're slumping, guarantee you're hitting it into that shift every time.
But again, as a hitter, mentally, you hit a line drive back up the middle.
Yep.
To center field. It's been a hit your whole life.
Ever since you're a little kid, they'd say hit it back up the middle. Well, what? Now that you're in the big leagues, you're not supposed to hit it back up the middle?
No, it's not a hit anymore.
Nope. Ground out. Hit a ground ball to shortstop. Nobody's there.
So it's a great way to look at it because the pitcher has a perspective and the hitter has a perspective. And you see it a lot where guy hits a ground ball right at the shortstop, except the shortstop's not there and it goes into left field for hit. And the pitcher has the look like, are you serious?
Yeah. He wants to wring somebody's neck.
Popped up. This will be Segura. Backpedaling, and he's got it. So 2 outs. Well, the old shift conversation has been hot and heavy for a couple of years now because really the last 4 or 5 years it's come into play big time. And now I'm just guessing. I mean, I think there's a legitimate shift on at least half the hitters that come.
A legitimate one, yes.
Yeah,
like
I'm talking like this.
Like now.
3 guys on the left side.
Yeah. Motter on the left side of second base.
I mean, would you agree with that? At least 50%.
There's guys who get their first day in the big leagues, they're shifting on.
Yeah, right up from the minor leagues.
Haven't faced a single one of the big league pitchers, but yet they got a full-on shift because of minor league scouting reports.
Chris Davis grounded out to the shortstop. His first at bat. Swing and a miss. Just had a mighty rip.
And a good sinker from DeYoung. He goes inside, and you can see just under the hands of Davis. Davis seeing that, he was trying to do some damage on that.
One-two pitch goes inside. DeYoung not a real hard thrower, but we showed you the 4 pitches he uses, and he seems to mix them up pretty well. Got a piece of either catcher or umpire on the foul ball.
Well, fastball away, and Chris Davis just gets a piece right underneath. Not really where Carlos Ruiz wants it.
A little low. Good take by Davis. Alonso to follow, and then Healy. Good emergency swing, but spoiled a pretty good pitch, did Davis. Chris Davis trying to get hot. Maybe the home run last night will get him going. That's good at bat by Chris Davis. 2-out walk. So second walk issued by DeYoung. DeYoung looking for his first major league win. So as Alonso comes up, see the shift with Motter going out into shallow right field, Segura to the right side, Seager in. Alonso inside.
I mean, to be honest, they very seldom ever actually play their actual position.
Just a straight, straight up defense. You hardly ever see it anymore.
I mean, we could just call them all rovers or something.
You are surprised when you see it.
Yes. And even with guys on base, you're seeing them shifting certain ways. Now we see Seager go out just left of second base. Now there's 1 strike. So he was playing, I don't know, shallow shortstop. Now he's deep shortstop.
New positions. That's the thing. Like, each position has a number, right? Like shortstop is 6, so
Yeah.
he's playing like 6.2.
Yep. Well, and they have different shifts for how many strikes. So after they got the strike 1 on Alonso, he moved further back instead of protecting for the bunt.
So it's a shift within a shift.
Yes.
To a 2-9 Alonso with a big rip.
Well, behind in the count, anytime you can go off speed for a strike, it's effective. And there, DeYoung goes with the 2-1 breaking ball. And Alonso, who is sitting heater out in front.
Threw it again. This time Alonso waited on it. So 3-2. So with the count 3-2, 2 outs, that'll get Chris Davis moving. It'll help a little bit if the ball's hit into the gap. Davis goes, and the pitch just missed. The guy's breaking for third because nobody was over there. Making sure Chris Davis didn't make a mad dash toward third. So back-to-back walks. Close pitch.
Yeah, as this is happening, I thought it was actually a pretty good pitch.
And it was.
As you can see from that, it was. And here's what we were talking about. Seager kind of goes jogging over there, but DeYoung didn't really know if he was there, so he went over there just in case.
I think that was a strike.
Yeah.
And Alonso will take it, so the A's with a couple of 2-out walks. Well, Stottlemyre, the pitching coach, with a quick visit to his young right-hander Chase DeYoung. DeYoung, 23 years old, from Long Beach, California. Facing Ryan Healy, who took him way deep in the second inning, into the second deck. Throw to first. Alonso has to hustle back. So that's usually a planned play and pretty well executed by the Mariners.
Well, you mentioned the home run. This is just a bomb that he hits. A 3-1 fastball right down the middle, halfway up those seats. Good start for Healy, good start for the A's in that second inning.
His 7th of the year. He now has 16 RBIs. That one is hit down the line off the end of the bat. He broke it. You can see the crack on the handle. So 1-1 the count to Healy. Another RBI opportunity, Mark. Got to get a hit here somewhere.
Well, it can only continue for so long with runners in scoring position. They were, what, 0 for 5 last night?
1-1 pitch is drilled towards center. Dyson back, though, so a hard hit ball, but right into the glove of Gerard Dyson. And the A's strand a pair. Bottom of the third coming up. 2-1 Athletics.
holiday savings start now at Airport Home Appliance and Mattress.
So the A's 2, Mariners 1, bottom of the third. A's trying to break a 4-game losing streak. So the speedy Gerard Dyson to lead things off against Andrew Triggs. Dyson, Ruiz, Segura. Dyson at 215, homer 10 RBIs, coming over in a trade from the Kansas City Royals in the offseason. It's all about speed with Gerard Dyson. Question is, and it was never really answered in Kansas City, is he an everyday player? He's getting the chance here for the most part. But he is disruptive if he gets aboard.
I mean, like you said, he never really got the opportunity in Kansas City, but I just don't know if there's enough there for him to really be that everyday guy, to get on base enough, to hit with a high enough average to where his speed can be put to use. Yeah. That's the thing. You can be fast, but if you don't get on base,
doesn't matter.
Doesn't make a difference.
I mean, he's a terrific base stealer. So 2-2 the count to Dyson. So keeping him off the bases when he's hitting first in an inning is a good thing. Backhanded by Healy. Throws quickly in time, one away. So Andrew Triggs, coming into this start, has the 5th best ERA in the American League. What a year for Jason Vargas, Santana. Dallas Keuchel pitching tonight. We'll see how he did in just a little bit. He was looking for his 7th win. Chris Sale, who the A's will see this weekend, and then Triggs. 2.21 coming in. Derek Holland pitching well for the White Sox. Dylan Bundy finally putting it all together. So Andrew Triggs finds himself on the ERA leaderboard. Probably not what we expected. I'm not saying we didn't think Andrew Triggs wouldn't do a good job, but he's got a 2.21 ERA. That's pretty darn good.
Well, especially now that you're getting into the season.
Sure.
This isn't just the first. It's not like that numbers from the first 2-3 weeks.
Nope.
That's different.
Yeah, this is his 8th start. Ruiz chases the slider on 0-2, and that's strikeout number 3 for Triggs. So you saw that breaking ball right there, and it is a tough pitch to hit. Interesting note here, percentage low in the zone. Now this is last year compared to this year, so he's keeping the ball down more. Pop-up percentage, how about that? It's up. You just get guys off balance a little bit. They're out in front.
They're more out in front.
Just don't have any power.
Yeah, when they're out in front, they can't. They're trying to elevate it. If it is down like that, they're trying to get it up in the air. And so a lot of that fly ball percentage is probably more pop-ups, lazy fly balls to the shallow outfield.
One the count to Segura.
See, and there's a good slider right there. That's the thing. He can make it kind of in between, say, a cutter and a slider. This one, not that big slider. Barely any movement there, but it's just enough. Instead of 89 and sinking back over the plate, it's 84 and going away from the hitter.
Well, what he's doing, it's not real complicated. It's almost sinkers in, sliders away to right-handed hitters.
It's pitching. Some guys get out there and they throw. And some guys get out there and pitch. And Andrew Triggs is learning how to pitch.
Segura showed bunt, pulled the bat back, and the ball catches the outside corner. So if average fastball velocity of 89.3, 8th slowest in the majors, and he has the 5th best ERA in the American.
Goes to show you, location and movement. Take someone who can locate a fastball over a guy who can throw it 98 and can't.
Broken bat roller. Segura's going to have a hit. Triggs was just late getting there. And I think if Yonder Alonso had to do it again, he just may have let Lowry come in and charge it. But it's going to go as an infield hit for Segura.
As a pitcher, when it's hit, Triggs' first thought was that's a ground ball to second base. And even though his first reaction does need to be, I need to get over there, it was too late. And that's the tough part. When you have a first baseman like Alonso who can field the way that he does, he goes after more balls than most first basemen. So Triggs needs to know that. He wasn't able to get there in time. I mean, that's just a tough one right there.
Here's Ben Gamel. Segura can steal. He's got 5 this year. He's been thrown out 3 times. Last year with the Diamondbacks, he had 33 steals, so he's a threat. Pitch to Ben Gamel is outside. Gamel popped up to the shortstop in the first inning. Missed again. Now it's 2-0. Gamel's the guy to get because Nelson Cruz is in the on-deck zone. Segura runs. Got a good jump. Fegley's throw. Got him. So even with a good jump, Fegley throws out Gene Segura to end the bottom of the 3rd. So I believe they're going to check it. It looked like Fegley got him. So that's how the inning ends. We're moving to the 4th from Safeco Field. 2-1 A's lead.
Your California Ford dealers, and that is Josh Fegley throwing out 2 runners already tonight. One strike him out, throw him out. This one getting Segura to end the inning. Another great throw, and what a nice feeling as a pitcher, having your catcher throw a couple guys out. And for Bob Melvin, the A's haven't seen a whole lot of that. There's been a lot of base stealing on the A's so far this season, and Fegley 2 for 2 tonight.
That's a good feeling for a catcher. Mark Canada lead it off, takes the first pitch inside. Canna, Vogt, and Rosales here in the fourth. A's leading 2-1. .54 pitches for Chase DeYoung, and that one was hooked foul into the seats and then ricochets out onto the field. So 1-2 the count to Mark Canna. Canna drives into left field. Heredia toward the wall. Heredia plays it off the wall. Bounces back toward the infield. And Canna's going to have a leadoff double. It's a good start for the A's here in the fourth as they try to add on to their 2-1 lead.
DeYoung tries going inside with that fastball, and Canna got the base hit. His last at bat, same spot. This one he gets elevated a little bit more. See, just off the wall. Heredia got himself too close to that wall. He tried to go after it to make the catch instead of playing it off the wall, thinking he could get there and wasn't able to.
Here's Vogt. Vogt popped out to first in the second inning. Breaking ball is inside. So 3 hits now for the A's, 2 of them by Mark Canna.
A few more opportunities now for the A's. Runner in scoring position. Like I said, it can only last so long. They got to come up with some hits here sooner or later.
And that's one right there, past the diving Valencia into the corner. It's going to bring home Canna. Vogt's going to have a double, and the A's lead 3-1. So a big hit finally for the A's.
Well, Stephen Vogt's talked how in the last week or so he's been starting to feel a lot better with his swing. Tonight, Melvin keeps him in the lineup after his home run last night at DH. He's able to come through for the A's, double down the right field line. And like I said, there's a hit with runners in scoring position. Now let's see if we can get another one.
First one's always the hardest. So Vogt picks up his 8th RBI. Still nobody out. Here's Rosales. Corner infielders come in. Rosales not bunting, and the pitch is a ball. Rosie taking a long look down at Chip Hale. It, and it's a good one right to Seager, who scoops it up, throws to first. Nicely done. And Vogt goes to third. Well, that's the guy that you want to make fielded because, well, he's vacating the base that you want your runner to get to. So Rosie does his job.
So when you said it, he was long look down there to Hale at third base, giving signs. Now we know why. Making sure he didn't mess that up.
Double check. Infield in. Fegley swings and misses. Middle infielders in some, not the whole way. Kyle Seager over to intercept any communication between Stephen Vogt and Chip Hale. Third basemen do that every once in a while. I guess it's allowed.
Well, they can technically stand where they want, you know.
That's right. Base hit center field. Fegley a line drive and allows Vogt to trot home. And the A's now have a 4-1 lead. So what do you know? Some big hits with runners in scoring position here in the fourth inning.
Well, we talked earlier in the game about the A's struggles with runners in scoring position. and putting together innings with multiple hits. And here in this inning, they've gotten things going. The third base hit of the inning.
So Fegley gets his 4th RBI of the year. So double sacrifice single. And here's Matt Joyce, who hits for the 3rd time. He's a strikeout and a lineout. The numbers with runners in scoring position tonight. Maybe it's the start of something good. Start picking that up a little bit and keep hitting home runs, you'll become a pretty good offensive team.
Yeah.
One and one to Joyce. That one cute towards Seager. He's got to hurry, and his throw is just in time. Well, that was a strange ball. It had some major English on it.
Just a cue shot, a change up, a cue shot right off the man. Watch, it's near the, now watch it come back towards Seager. It's spinning so much, it was heading towards the line and spins away. And what makes this play so good is when you barehand that ball, the spin on that ball is crazy.
Yeah, that's not your regular barehand. Right?
No, you have to grab onto that very tightly, because if you don't, it will spin out of your hand. And that play, he made it look easy, but it was not that easy of a play.
Watch how much this ball moves.
So you can see it's going to be near the cut of the grass when it comes off the bat, right there. And now it spins back towards the shortstop almost. And so when Seager fields that, it's spinning sideways.
Pitch to Lowry. Hits it high and foul. Above and down past the A's dugout. So a 2-spot for the A's here in the top of the 4th inning. Motter, the second baseman, playing out in shallow right field. Segura not on the right side of second base. Just behind second base. Foul straight back. Good swing by Lowry. Got a high fastball. Lowry has hit a fly ball to right field and a pop out to short. Fegley, the runner at second. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. 90 miles an hour. But a good inning for the A's. They get 2 runs on 3 hits, throwing a good sacrifice, and the A's lead 4-1 as we go to the bottom of the 4th.
A's Baseball on NBC Sports California is brought to you by the Craftsmen of Commerce at Pitney Bowes, helping U.S. online retailers expand globally.
So the A's get a couple runs in the top of the fourth to take a 4-1 lead. Bottom of the fourth inning, so Andrew Triggs with a few runs to work with anyways. The only run that he's allowed is the Cruz home run in the first inning. He'll face Cruz here in the fourth. It'll be Gamble, Cruz, and Seager. First pitch to Gamble, not close. How about the Houston Astros? Are you surprised that they won again? 12-2 in Miami. Game just went final. So the Astros are rolling along. They have now won 8 out of 9. 14 hits tonight. Marisnick hit a couple of home runs, and Dallas Keuchel got the win. He is 7-0, so he becomes the first 7-game winner in the big leagues. So the Astros now 28-12. They continue to have the best record in all of baseball. It's making it tough on the rest of the teams in the division. The A's are 10.5 games out, make it 11 now.
Well, we talked earlier this season about when the Astros were in town about how Keuchel feels so much different this year than last year. How he couldn't get couldn't get the extension because of some shoulder injuries, and boy, is it obvious seeing him pitch this year.
Yep. He's now 7-0 with a 1.84 ERA. How about that? Hit hard, but foul. But that's what you don't want to have happen if you're in a division. And you're just kind of, so-so, like really all the teams in the AL West except for Houston are just 500, couple games below. The A's case, they're 6 games below. But you just don't want to be in the division where you have a team that goes crazy like the Astros are doing. And that's unfortunate for the A's and the rest of the teams in the AL West. Because all of a sudden, if your record was in another division, you may be 5 games out, but instead you're 10.5 because the Astros are off to such a great start.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to get to the point where what everyone else in the division is going, okay, let's try and win a wild card spot.
You don't want to think wild card yet. And it is still just the middle of May, but you got to give the Astros their due as they are just rolling along.
And here was earlier, Triggs just tried to sneak a first pitch fastball by him. Cruz was being very aggressive, went after that first pitch, and as we see, his power is to center and right center.
This one to right field, kind of off the end of the bat, it'll drop for a hit. So a home run and a single for Nelson Cruz. He may have broke his bat. But I think he'll be okay with that.
Well, if you're going to lose a bat, you want to lose it on a base hit. You can see the pieces go flying just right off the end, but gets enough of it to get into the outfield. And there you can see that spin when that lands. But that pitch was up, and that's what gives Nelson Cruz that opportunity to get that to the outfield. Whether it's a jam shot or off the end of the bat, the ball's up are the ones you want to avoid as a pitcher, because those can be tossed into the outfield just like that. The ball's down, that's a ground ball to first or second base.
Well, you break your bat and hit a ground ball, the chance of it getting through the infield is pretty darn slim.
Yeah, you're not going to hit it hard enough. But when it's up, that's when those flares happen.
So 0-1 to Seager, who struck out in the first inning. Slider stays outside. Triggs likes to do that sometimes, try to backdoor that slider to left-handed hitters. Valencia will be next. High in the air towards center, hit pretty well, but room for Canna. Canna makes the catch. This ballpark, they moved the fences in maybe 4 years ago. Made it a little more fair to the hitters, but left center from the 376 sign to the 401 sign, that is still a big part of this ballpark. Both the power alleys, but it just seems like a lot of balls die out there.
It's a great park to pitch in.
So 2 away, here's Valencia. Curve spins inside. Valencia had a base hit in the second inning, got one under the glove of Rosales. Inside again. Short lead, Cruz not going anywhere. 3-0. You never know with Valencia. He may have a green light. Did not have a green light, and it's a strike. Valencia will be a free agent after this year. It'll be interesting to see where he ends up, if he ends up having a good season here with Seattle. He's getting what you would want to get going into your free agency, is a chance to play every day and put up numbers.
I think that's all any player can ask for, is just that opportunity to showcase, to show everyone. Some guys put more pressure on themselves. Some guys almost feel like it's a relief.
The 3-2 slider is inside. So Valencia has the walk. So 2 on, 2 out for Taylor Motter. Like the Taylor Motter fan club has a little bit to do with the hair, I believe.
Boy, they got that hair
That's
right.
Good effort, yeah.
That was good.
Motter struck out into a double play. His first at bat, that's a strike. Motter was with the Tampa Bay Rays last year. Came over in a trade in November. Played in 33 games for the Rays last year. He did not play against the A's because I would have remembered his name and his hair. Strike, took a fastball, and Motter probably wishes he had another chance to see that pitch. It was one to hit.
Well, yeah, you're right. He would like this one back. This one just tailing back over the outer half, but it was up. And like I said, you could see his reaction. He was a little frustrated. He didn't go after that.
And then he pops up a slider, shallow center. Canna hustling in. He'll get there. Makes the catch, side retired. So the Mariners strand a pair, and we're moving to the 5th. A's 4, Seattle 1. Andrew Triggs, what do you think?
Well, after every inning, I've seen Melvin kind of little knuckles to Triggs. Nothing wrong with that.
No.
But it's just something I've never seen him do it with anyone else. And normally managers stay away from the starting pitcher until you're done.
So he's done it every inning.
Yeah, I've seen it every single inning. And
He's
maybe he does it in Oakland. Maybe it's superstitious, just with Triggs.
Superstition written all over.
Probably, but I've never noticed it in Oakland. But maybe we also can't see it because the dugouts are different.
Well, remember when we fist pumped every time the A's got a run, and then we just stopped doing it, and look what's happened. They can't hit with runners in scoring position. We just
but we started that
again.
We started that in the first inning again today, so that's why it worked.
Yeah, we did it right after, let's see, after Healy's home run, right?
Yeah.
In the second. Do what you got to do. I'm calling superstition. That's what I'm calling.
Well, there's a lot of superstitions. I mean, guys put their bats in the same spot in the dugout during the games. Triggs will sit in the same exact spot on the bench. Every inning he comes back in.
Were you superstitious? You don't strike me as a superstitious type.
I really wasn't. It was more, there were certain things that were routines. Because everything with baseball, well, but if I didn't do it, it wasn't the end of the world.
Yeah. Routine, I think, is different than superstition.
Yeah, I was a very routine-oriented person, but
you, I mean, baseball players are.
Yeah, you have to be. But if it didn't go that way, then it was fine.
You were okay.
Yeah, like it wasn't the big deal. It wasn't like, oh, okay, now, all right, I'm not going to make it out of the first.
Swing and a miss. Chris Davis strikes out. So strikeout number 3 for Chase DeYoung. Hey, the A's Insider Podcast is back at NBCSportsCalifornia.com, brought to you by Max Muscle. Log on each week as our A's Insider Joe Stiglitz talks baseball with players, coaches, special guests, and more. It's available on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, and Spotify. The latest from Joe Stiglitz is Ryan Healy. Check it out. So Joe doing a good job with those. So getting back to superstition. So, I mean, in all honesty, you probably played with a lot of guys who were very superstitious.
Yeah.
Were there times where you were like, really? Okay, come on. It doesn't make any difference.
It wasn't actually a teammate, but Rick Peterson, our old pitching coach,
a little superstitious,
was the most superstitious person I've ever been around.
Wow. When
we were hitting, he would stand at the end of the dugout. Hudson and I used to chew gum, and
on a hot summer day in Oakland, we'd throw it down on the ground right where he stood so he couldn't stand there because he didn't want to stand in the gum. He used to have a water bottle that he placed with the label outwards up on the top shelf of the dugout. Huddy grabbed it once, went upstairs, filled it up with salt, shook it up. Because he always rinsed his mouth with it and stuff and drank the rest of the bottle. Well, he goes to rinse his mouth and just spits it all out because it was straight salt water.
So you guys messed with him a little bit.
Oh, we messed with him a lot. I mean, he always wore that jacket no matter how hot it was.
Yeah.
Just sweating. I mean, some cities you go to, it's just insanely hot, and he's got that big poofy
That's right.
coats
Big green jacket. Yeah.
that everyone used to wear. He'd keep little things in his pockets for superstition. So, of course, we'd fill up his pockets while he stood there with sunflower seeds whatever else. I mean, it was.
So I could see you and Huddy going,
oh,
what should we do to Rick Peterson today?
We feel like messing with him.
In Detroit, he always sat on a bucket while we pitched and did his little scorecard or kept track of pitches. And I forget who it was. They went inside, got white shoe polish, and put white shoe polish all over the top of the bucket.
Sure.
And it was wet. He sat down on it. Gray pants, white shoe polish, had little rings from the sunflower seed bucket all on his rear. I mean, it was, boy, we were really bored.
Did he get mad at you guys?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Which made it better.
Yes.
Healy taps it foul, so 0-2.
I could confirm this tomorrow, but I'm pretty sure Kotsay once, I think it was Kotsay, took his jacket. No, maybe it wasn't Kotsay. I don't know. Somebody at some point took his jacket because he wore the jacket, and they cut out his jersey number in the back of the jacket.
That's just cruel. Hey, you guys were bored. Right?
Yeah,
Pitching every 5th day.
There were 4 days where you had a lot of time on your hands.
1-2 to Ryan Healy, who has homered and lined out. His homer was the 2-run shot in the 2nd inning. Breaking ball, strike 3 called. Healy knew it. So a good inning for Chase DeYoung. 3 up, 3 down with a couple of strikeouts. We're headed to the bottom of the 5th. A's 4, Mariners 1. True Story is brought to you by McDonald's. On this date in 1975, Vida Blue becomes the second athletic pitcher to win 100 games as he tossed a 7-hitter at Yankee Stadium in a 4-2 A's win. Vida finished with 124 wins, with the A's second most in Oakland history to Catfish Hunters' 131. When it was all said and done, Vida's career 209 wins and 161 losses. So that's a pretty darn good career record for the great Vida Blue. Bottom of the fifth, A's holding on to a 4-1 lead behind Andrew Triggs. He's given up 4 hits, walked 1, struck out 3. Looking for his 6th win of the year. 1-0 to Irma Heredia, make it 2-0.
Well, we saw last inning Triggs lose a little bit of command. Still had the inning was still fine, clean inning, but now he starts off this inning. A couple missed badly with those first 2 pitches.
And he missed badly with the 3rd one. Dyson to follow, and then Carlos Ruiz here in the 5th. 3-0 pitch, drops in the first strike. Pitch count for Andrew Triggs, 76. Check swing, Fegley fires to first in time. Fegley reached down and his helmet got in the way a little bit.
Well, the catchers, they flip that mask off the minute that ball's put in play, or a pop-up, whatever it might be, and you can see here it's a check swing. Fegley finally locates it, able to pick it up. Heredia, who has speed right there, the helmet comes very close to hitting the ball. But Fegley able to barehand it and make a good clean throw.
So 1 away here in the 5th, and here's Dyson. Dyson takes a strike in the outside corner. Texas Rangers won tonight at home against the Philadelphia Phillies. 5-1 was the final. Mazzara and Napoli hit home runs for the victorious Rangers. Yu Darvish went 7 strong innings, 9 strikeouts, and he got his 4th win. So the Rangers are hot. That was their 7th consecutive win, and they get to the 500 mark. Still without Adrian Beltre, who's going to be out a couple more weeks. The Rangers playing good baseball. 2 pitch. Did it hit him? Yes, it did. So on an 0-2 pitch, Dyson is hit.
Well, it seemed as though this breaking ball might have gotten him in the back foot, not the front foot. Yeah. It went right off the top of his back foot. I mean, hey, if you're going to get a guy who can run,
hit him in the foot.
Hit him in the foot, yeah. Huh? It's not what you're looking to do, but you don't want that kind of speed on base. And, you know, as I said, his command, the last inning and a half has just not seemed right. Not that he hasn't gotten outs, but a few breaking balls. It's just more pitches, non-competitive pitches, just pitches so far out of the zone that they don't really do anything for the hitter.
So here's Carlos Ruiz. Ruiz takes high. What do they call that? A non-competitive pitch, one that doesn't tease the hitter at all.
Yeah. Just doesn't do anything for you. It doesn't have an effect on the hitter. It doesn't help you set up any other pitch.
1-1 now to Ruiz, who struck out swinging in the 3rd.
Like, right, he had Dyson 0-2, so you're trying to get him to chase something, but that chase pitch can set up the next pitch or two. But when you miss wildly like that, it really doesn't have an effect. It doesn't do anything.
Dyson not going anywhere, and that one misses badly. So 2-1 the count with Segura. I would say Segura in the on-deck circle, but he's not. That one bounced toward Lowry. He's got it. Shuffles to second for 1. Rosales to first. Double play. So 4-6-3 double play, and that ends the bottom of the 5th.
And the A's will take a 4-1 lead into the 6th.
By booking a watches.com suite today. Visit athletics.com/tickets to book your suite. And for all A's fans, receive 20% off your first order at watches.com by using code ATHLETICS.
Beautiful look at downtown Seattle. Safeco Field, just south of downtown, right next to the football stadium. 4-1, it's the top of the 6th inning. Chase DeYoung has retired 5 in a row, but the A's get 2 in the 2nd and 2 in the 4th. So Mark Canha to lead it off. Canha has a single, a double, a run scored, and he has a stolen base. Getting a start tonight in center field is Rajay Davis getting the ball game off. Canha doing a good job.
And coming off again. That's what I'm talking about. Like I said, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just something, something I've never noticed before.
Canha grounds it in the hole. Segura backhands his throw to first. Right there, 1 away. Ball was not hit very hard, maybe off the end of the bat a little bit. So Canha retired for the first time. And here's Stephen Vogt. Stephen Vogt has popped to first and doubled in a run. That was in the 4th. He also scored in that inning. Stephen Vogt after a home run last night. I think he's starting to put some good swings together. Fastball in, 1-1 the count. Here's the homer last night on a pitch that was down and in.
Well, it only takes one pitch to get you going, and that was a breaking ball down and right where Vogt likes it. Middle in. Lefties love that ball down and in.
Like that. And that one was ripped to right for a hit. So Stephen Vogt is 2 for 3. That was another breaking ball.
Well, not a curveball like last night, but a little slider that was down. You can see Vogt just stay right on that pitch. You know, he said earlier how he talked his swing was, he felt it coming around in the last week, and that's a sign of that. It's amazing. You can still make outs, but hitters, they start feeling better. They're seeing the ball better. They're seeing it longer. And even though they might still be slumping, they know they're breaking out of it.
Want to note Adam Rosales, who had a sacrifice in the 4th, and that helped the A's get their second run in that inning. The lefty Dylan Overton starts to throw. And Young now. His pitch count right at 90. He's gone 5 1/3 so far. Good pitch there. So again, a long look down. 2-1 the count. Defense actually pretty straight up for Adam Rosales, and he swings over top 2-2. Bottom of the order for the A's has done a pretty good job tonight. Makes a big difference. Line drive, left field, a base hit. If you look at Canna 6 hole, Vogt 7, Rosales 8, Fegley 9. That group right there, I got him for 2, 4, 5, 6 hits on the bottom of your order.
Well, you look at the mislocation here. Ruiz wants it up. Ball's down and in. He just thrown a changeup that Rosales swung over the top of, and he's trying to elevate a fastball, which would have been a good pitch, but when you throw it down in that same spot as where that changeup just was, that's not going to work. You got to get that pitch up there above those hands, and Rosales jumped all over that.
2 on 1 out for Fegley. Fegley bounces it over Chip Hale's head and foul. Angels leading the White Sox 3-2 down in Anaheim. That game in the bottom of the 6th inning. Holland started for Chicago, Ramirez for the Angels. Angels won last night 5-3 over the White Sox. Angels trying to get to 500. They're 20-21. Fegley hits one in the air toward right. Gamble backs up, moves over a little bit. He's got it. So that's the second out here in the 6th inning. Now to the top of the order. So Matt Joyce will hit for the 3rd time. Joyce has struck out, lined out, and grounded out. So 0 for 3 in tonight's game. He's 0 for 7 in the series. So a good time to pick up his first hit in this series. Breaking ball for a strike.
Well, we talked earlier, his second at bat when he lined out, Segura was on the second base side of shortstop. Now he's just on the shortstop side of second base. It's not like he's really holding Vogt on or anything.
A little bit inside with the fastball. 1-1 the count. Deepest that DeYoung has gone in, pitched in a game this year, was 6 innings. That was his start against the Rangers on the 6th of May. Remember, this is just his 4th start. High in the air to center. Dyson moves over. Dyson waits. He's got it. Side retired. So the A's get a couple hits. They strand them both. And we're going to the bottom of the 6th. It'll be the top of the order for Seattle. Coors Light. Highest batting average versus fastballs. Matt Kemp 469, Bryce Harper 459, and then Gene Segura 449. Average versus fastballs. Well, they always say you want to be able to hit a fastball, right?
Every big leaguer can when they know it's coming.
That's true. Segura's a guy, he's an interesting hitter. He's not a real patient hitter. He's very aggressive. And he has the ability to just spray balls all over the ballpark. Started with Milwaukee and then Arizona and now in Seattle. And goes after the first pitch and it's a high towering drive. Right center, Rejoice grabs it. So 1 pitch, 1 out, and that's a big guy to get off the bases, Segura. And now Ben Gamble will step up. Andrew Triggs rolling along. There's 4 hits so far for Seattle. Gamble takes a strike. Triggs has not had a strikeout since the 3rd inning. He has not necessarily needed it. He's got a little help is from his catcher. Figley has thrown out 2 runners trying to steal.
We'd like to see Triggs have a quick inning here. Pitch count at 88. The season high for him is his last start, 105. Everything before then was 95 or less. So he's got the ability to go deeper.
Well, we talk so much about pitch counts because it's on our screen,
yeah,
right? It's become such a big deal the last 10, 15 years, I guess.
Well, he's had a lot of deep counts.
Good pitch there, right in the outside corner. So strikeout number 4 as he went to the back door and made a good pitch.
Just a backdoor breaking ball. Brings it around right on the outside corner. And as I was saying, he's had a handful of deep counts, but what takes a lot out of you is the high stress innings, and he hasn't really had that. Yeah, there's been a few guys on base, but 2 have been thrown out. It's not like he's had a ton of guys on base where you're thinking that takes a lot of your energy. And so he might be at 90 pitches, but I would have a feeling this is one of those games where he could throw 110, 115. Not saying that he will, but he probably could and be okay because there hasn't been a whole lot of action going on.
The breakdown of pitches per inning. Yeah, he got a double play to end the 5th inning. 1-1 to Nelson Cruz, who has homered and singled. So his batting average up to 328. I just don't remember there being that much talk about pitch counts when you were pitching. And it's not that long ago that you were pitching, but was it something you guys talked about, or was it brought up to you, hey, Mark, you're at this after this many innings?
We didn't really talk about it. I know the coaches did.
Sure.
But the players really didn't. It wasn't something we really paid attention to. When I was younger, that was just when they would start to put that up on the boards around the stadium. That was new at that time. That's when the velocity started getting put on the board, and the pitch count, same thing. And
did you ever glance at it?
No.
You may have won a round. No.
I always turned it off. I always asked them they turned off the velocity.
Sure.
Because I always thought if the other team can see what that pitch was, then that helps every guy on their bench know, okay, that was a slider right there, or that was a split. That was a fast, whatever it was. I'd rather have them guessing in the dugout.
Pitch is inside to Cruz, so he walks. And I would imagine hitters at the big league level, they're looking for any
absolutely
and
anything. And at that time, I'm like, wait a minute, why are at my home park? Is the speed getting put? That tells them what pitch that was. I want that hitter going. Then they have to ask the hitter, and lots of times if the hitter makes an out, he doesn't want to talk. So then that might make those guys less. It'll deter them from, hey, what was that pitch he just struck you out on? Yeah. You know, I mean, a hitter doesn't want to have to answer that.
So a 2-out base runner. It's just the second walk issued by Triggs, and here's Seager. Seager has struck out and hit a fly ball to center field. Seager trying to drop one into the seats. Swung through it. Seager is 1 for 6 in this series. Player the Mariners brought up when they put Robinson Cano on the disabled list was Boog Powell, who's a left-handed hitting outfielder. Hit to left field. Davis hustling back, and Davis will get there, and he makes the catch. Side retired. Runner stranded. So we're through 6 from Safeco Field. It's the A's 4 and the Mariners 1.
Fireworks night presented by Lagunitas on this Friday, May 19th, with a fireworks show to the beats of the Bay's finest. View the show from your seats or on the field after the game. Field availability is limited. For tickets to the A's Red Sox 6:35 game, visit athletics.com/tickets.
Coming up. So that's a 4-game series against the Red Sox. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So when it's time for change, think Speedy, oil change, and tune-up. It's your oil change, tune-up, and smog expert. So the former A, Dylan Overton, comes on. Overton appearing in his 8th game. He's made 1 start for the Mariners. He's been up and down a couple times. Minor leagues to the big leagues. A's traded him to the Mariners in late January this year in exchange for Jason Goldstein, catcher. Some injuries to the Mariners pitching staff. Overton in the big leagues as he faces Lowry, Davis, and Alonso. So Chase DeYoung goes 6 innings, gives up 7 hits and 4 runs. Lowry hits from the right side for the first time. He's 0 for 3. So 98 pitches. 3 walks, 4 strikeouts. Lowry looking for his first hit in this series. 0 for 4 last night, 0 for 3 tonight. Taken all the way on 3-0. It's in the first drive.
And Overton fastball, curveball, changeup. We saw that pretty much in the first few pitches he threw.
That one's hit high in the air, left center field. Hit pretty well. Dyson near the wall, and he's got it. Lowry didn't miss it by a whole lot. Dyson, he's got that great speed and lots of room out there. See, that's that part of the ballpark I was talking about. It's big. And this is a park where with the weather, it's probably, I don't know that the ball is ever going to carry real well here.
It carries okay during day games at times, but it's just heavy air right on the water. You see that from a handful of parks.
0-1 to Chris Davis. Oh, 1-2 to Chris Davis. Alonso will be next for the A's. That one's driven to left field. Hit pretty well. Heredia backs up in front of the wall. He's got it 2 away. Chris Davis did not quite get enough lift on that one.
No, he gave this one a ride, though. I think it's a changeup. Yeah, just a changeup away, and you can see Davis, he just had to reach for it. Still got it on the barrel, hit it hard, but that having to reach just that little extra and almost flip it, you just lose enough on that. And he's so strong, he still hit it out to the warning track, but just not able to get enough of it.
Under Alonso, a couple of walks tonight. Overton, tall and thin. Rolled up the first base line, and it's just foul. Alonso will head back with a 1-2 count. Crazy game going on in Detroit tonight. Orioles scored a run in the top of the 9th inning to tie it. Tied it at 8. Orioles scored 3 in the top of the 12th to take an 11-8 lead. The Tigers scored 3 in the bottom of the 12th to tie it up at 11. And now they're in the top of the 13th inning. 11-11. 1-2 pitch. Alonso swings through it. And Dylan Overton has a 3-up, 3-down inning. We've reached the 7th inning stretch. It's 4-1, the A's lead.
Face the A's, and 15,000 happy fans will stride home with the Chris Davis bobblehead presented by Xfinity. The arm of the bobblehead moves, depicting Chris's signature salute after a home run. For tickets, visit athletics.com/promotions.
Washington Nationals coming to Coliseum. Nationals, the best record in the National League right now. Hey, when it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and smog expert. So Ryan Dull comes in, 7th inning. He's hanging on to a 4-1 lead. He'll face Valencia, Mater, and Heredia. I think if Bob Melvin had his way, he would like the 7th inning to be Ryan Dull's, and he's given him every opportunity for that. Dull had a tough outing his last go, which was on Saturday. He was in Texas. Tried to bounce back from that. First pitch, just a touch outside. Ryan Dull's got good stuff. Doesn't throw her hard, but it's got that late movement. Seems like this year, Mark, maybe at times he tries to be a little bit too fine. Tries to just, nip that corner with a perfect pitch where maybe he doesn't have to do that.
That was my thought with him last year. Last year he came in, he went right after guys.
Exactly.
Basically saying, here, hit it. And this year, things have not gone his way, as you said, but he's also fallen behind. He's pitched behind in the count a lot of 1-0, 2-1, things like that, which you then become a little more predictable.
2-1 the count to Valencia. Just missed, now 3-1. So Triggs, 6 innings, 4 hits, 1 run, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts, and you see the ERA now at 2.12. How about that? So another good outing.
Yep.
3-1 pitch, inside corner. That's a strike. Looked like a pretty good pitch.
Yeah, I don't really understand Valencia. I know he's not happy with it, but it's not even on the corner. Oh.
So full count. tight little slider there on 3-2.
And that's the pitch that Dahl at times this year has been missing a little bit. It's just that slider, not the big one, the one that almost has the downward action, like the one he just threw right there. It just has a little sink to it, almost like a split finger.
Foul straight back. So good battle here between Dahl and Valencia. Valencia so far tonight has singled and walked. A 3-2 slider again. That one got a piece of Valencia somewhere. So on a cold night, probably doesn't feel that great. See where it got him. Ticket came up and got him in the right leg. Ninth pitch of the at-bat, and he got him with a fastball. So one away here in the bottom of the 7th inning.
Well, after we saw sinkers and sliders down in the zone, he's trying to go away. He misses location, but it's up. And Dahl, who you said it isn't, he's not that guy who throws 98, but he can pitch up in the zone at his 92, 93. That one 94 miles an hour. He hides the ball real well. Hitters don't pick it up. Has a little late life to it and threw it right by him.
Swing and a miss by Taylor Motter. Motter has struck out, and he has hit a fly ball to center field. This one looped toward left. Davis over, can't get it. Throws a slider that Motter was actually out in front of a little bit. But he kept his hands back, and he's got a base hit.
Well, this slider from Dahl just kind of hangs in the middle of the plate just a little. It's down, but Motter able to stay back. Just kind of bloop it in, just serve it out in the left field. Right off the end of the bat. It's just one of those, all right, forget about it, let's get a ground ball. Let's get a double play right here. You can't really do anything about those. It wasn't a bad pitch. Give a little credit to the hitter.
First pitch to Heredia, slider first strike. I think he's a little better attack mode tonight, though.
Yeah, he has to be the aggressor. With his stuff, he's got to go right after these guys. You can't try to pick. You can't try to be too careful. It doesn't matter who's in the box. When Dahl is good, it's because he's attacking them.
Last night, just Montas and Hendricks pitched for the A's out of the bullpen. So they have a fairly fresh bullpen. Heredia hits it high and foul. So Dahl jumps ahead 0-2.
And here's the perfect situation for Dahl. Here's where now you can take that slider. You can maybe try to elevate a fastball, try to get a chase pitch with the slider. If he doesn't chase, make a good pitch here to set up the next.
And that one off of Fegley goes all the way in front of the manager, Bob Melvin, and that will allow Motter to go to second. So it took kind of a strange carom.
Well, anytime there's a breaking ball in the dirt, you can see it kicks back up into Fegley's left. And I think it hit right off his lower forearm near his wrist. And you try to smother those, but you can't control really where that hop goes. You're just trying to keep it in front of you in some way. And he wasn't able to do it.
So now a runner in scoring position with the count 1-2. Lome starts to throw. Dyson is the on-deck hitter, followed by Carlos Ruiz. 2 pitch is chopped down the line, and Healy lets it go, and it's a foul ball. And the A's bullpen trying to get Andrew Triggs his 6th win of the year. Up the third base line, and that's going to be a hit. So Heredia got jammed, and he just rolled it up the third base line. So that'll be a base hit.
Well, this is just as good as a bunt. When you jam somebody that much, it comes off just like a perfect bunt. But it's a swing, and therefore Healy cannot get a very good jump on this. You're playing back behind that bag. With Heredia's speed, you just can't get there in time.
So Bob Melvin comes out, and he's going to bring in Daniel Colon. 1st and 3rd, 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th. Sports California All-Star Teacher Program is here, recognizing teachers that make a difference. Visit NBCSportsCalifornia.com and vote. The winners receive $20,000 for his or her school. Nighttime here in Seattle. One more game to go in this series and in the road trip. A's will be back home. Get home late into the evening on Wednesday and get ready for the Red Sox on Thursday. Tonight, they're going to try to hold this lead. 1st and 3rd for the Mariners, 1 out as Daniel Coulombe comes in to face Gerard Dyson. So Dahl gets 1 out, gives up a couple of hits. So the runner, Motter, is at 3rd, Heredia at 1st. Dyson takes a first pitch strike.
That was tough for Dahl. He made pretty good pitches, a bloop and a swinging bunt, basically.
Colomb trying to strand these 2 runners, so he'll have to work hard. Curve just a bit high. Has the good breaking ball.
This one just up, maybe just a tad, yep.
Dyson choking up. And there's a strike, 1-2.
And here's where if Colombe goes with that breaking ball, you got to keep it down. And Fegley with the guy on 3rd, you got to be ready to block this. Got to trust your catcher. You got to know he's going to block it, because the last thing you want to do if you throw it, you leave it up in the zone.
And that curve, and it hit him. So he went to the curveball again, and it just came in, and it hit Dyson. So Dyson hit by a pitch for the second time.
This is a breaking ball that Colomb tried to make too good. He overthrew it. Tried to make it his best one ever. Trying to make it nasty, basically. You just overthrow it, gets away from you. That's the last thing he wanted to do right there. Now with the bases loaded.
And now he'll face Carlos Ruiz with Segura in the on-deck circle. Lots of speed on the bases for the Mariners. Ruiz grounds one toward Healy, under his glove and into left field. And 2 runs are going to score. Dyson's going to end up at third. So now it's a 4-3 game.
Well, a sinker down and away, and Colomb gets the exact ball that he wants. He gets that double play ball. Healy just doesn't quite stay down on it. Goes right under his glove. Well, that's a tough one for the A's right there.
So it's an error, and it's a costly one. And now the Mariners have a chance to tie it here in the bottom of the 7th inning. So it's 4-3. We'll be back. Inning double play, but it's got through Ryan Healy.
Well, Colomb made the pitch, and I don't know if Healy thought this ball was going to bounce up a little bit for him or not, but just right underneath the glove, and even more unusual, he kind of comes up thinking he has it.
So a costly error for the A's. That's their 36th of the year. So both runs scored, and Dyson easily went to third. So now Madsen has to face the American League's leading hitter, Gene Segura. Madsen making his 17th appearance. First pitch to Segura. Bounce toward Rosales. He's got it. Out at second. The throw on to first. Got him. Double play. A double play to get the A's out of the inning. Mariners are going to take a look at it, obviously. This is a huge play, but I think he was out.
Well, really good turn. Rosales gets it to Lowry. Lowry makes a great throw to first.
You're going to look at it. No, for the Mariners, it's such an important play. It's probably worth it to take a look at it. And up on the big board, the fans think he was safe. Boy, it is close. So this is the difference of a tie ball game and the inning still going on, or the A's getting back in the dugout with a 4-3 lead.
You know, to me, it almost seems like one of those.
This may be your best look, Mark.
Is there enough to overturn it?
That's, I think, what's about what it is. See, it's in his glove. Going to be firmly in his glove. This is a tough one.
You know, watch Ruiz, watch his throw, or watch his slide. I'm sorry. I mean, he goes to the side of the bag. That's also, you can't slide. Boy, Segura, boy, did he ever jump for that bag. He's lucky he didn't get hurt.
No, they're just telling Matson if he wants to throw, he can. The A's players have stayed out on the field. Will it be 4-3 A's, or will we be tied at 4? This is our best look. Now, the ball has to be firmly into the glove there. It's not entering the glove, it has to be into the glove. Here we go. And he's safe. So the game is tied at 4. It goes as a fielder's choice. We'll give Segura the RBI. Oh boy, what a frustrating inning if you're the Athletics, and the Mariners have tied it.
Well, this is kind of the way that it's gone for this A's bullpen recently. When the struggles happen, the errors kind of compound that.
So here's Ben Gamel. Yeah, that's the thing in this one. You know, when you look at it, you see 3 runs scored after the bullpen came in, but this one's probably on the defense.
Yeah.
Costly error. Gamel fouls it straight back.
Well, and when things are going, when they're going tough the way they are for this bullpen, like I said, with the 2 hits Dahl gave up, the bloop, the swinging bunt, Colomb comes in, makes the pitch, gets the ground ball. Madsen comes in, makes the pitch, gets the ground ball.
Yeah, you missed getting the out by quarter of an inch. Count stays 0-2. Segura has shown no intention of trying to run here, which is maybe a bit of a surprise. He's a good base stealer. Altavilla warming up. And they got him. So Segura, just as I say, showing no intention of running, he gets picked off. How about that? So 3 runs for the Mariners, and we got a new ball game as we head to the 8th. Hey, great news, A's fans. This season, you'll be able to stream every NBC Sports California broadcast on your desktop or mobile device. A's games streamed on the go on the NBC Sports app. So Segura, he was leaning a little bit, and then he got picked off.
Yeah, you can see it getting that walking lead. And Madsen, just as quick as the move was, it's nice to see the A's find a way to get out of that inning without allowing Segura even a chance to steal that bag.
So when it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and smog experts. Here's Dan Altavilla. He's the one who kind of walked the tightrope last night, but when it was all said and done, he made some big pitches when he needed to. So he comes out here in the 8th inning. Something else to think about as we enter the late innings mark is Edwin Diaz, the closer for the Seattle Mariners. Saw him struggle so much last night. Well, today the Mariners said he is no longer the closer. He was not sent down, he's just no longer the closer.
Yeah, they're going to go closer by committee right now.
And Diaz has really struggled. His ERA near 6. And last night he was all out of whack last night. (0-2) to Ryan Healy, who homered back in the 2nd inning. And he drills one left center field, and that's a base hit. The A's come right back, get their leadoff man aboard.
Well, Healy, besides that home run, he's hit the ball hard. This is now the 2nd time, and had some good swings tonight. This is a hanging breaking ball up in the zone. You talked about Altavilla's command a little bit last night. Struggling when he came in, the fastball, high 90s fastball at times, but those hanging breaking balls just scream and hit me for that one with Healy.
So here's Canna. Canna is 2 for 3, single and a double. First pitch right there, first strike. So Vogt will be next. Dylan Overton goes 1 inning. That was the 7th inning. No hits with a strikeout. Last night, Scott Service used 6 pitchers. He went 1 pitcher per out in the 8th inning. The count. Healy short lead at first. Swing and a miss. High hard one. Canna just could not catch up to.
About 98 miles an hour. Elevated fastball. Not going to do a whole lot with that pitch going after that one.
Well, a quick look. Defense plays Canna straight away. Swing and a miss, struck him out. So good velocity from Altavilla.
Well, Altavilla just basically took the approach of, hey, here's my heater. Let's see what you can do with it. And Canna wasn't able to catch up to it. This one, a little tail action, same thing, 99 miles an hour on the outer third of the plate, and just threw it right by him.
So 1 away for Stephen Vogt. Stephen Vogt tonight is 2 for 3 with a single, a double, RBI, and a run score. Stephen Vogt starting to swing the bat much better. Average climbing, it's up to 232. See where Ruiz wanted, it looked like maybe a high fastball, and
Yeah, he wanted it up and in almost.
went down and away.
Well, Altavilla just gets on the side of it. You can see just how much he misses location. Can you imagine if they called that one a strike?
Little pop-up, left field line, may fall, no. Heredia on that great speed, and he tracked it down. 2 outs here in the 8th inning.
Well, Vogt just hits a little flare down that left field line, and Heredia just runs it down. I thought there was a chance just because he was playing so deep, but he has enough speed. He was able to get there easily.
Yeah, I thought the same thing. I thought it was going to fall. But Trevor Plouffe is going to pinch run for Healy over at third. So a little better speed, and Plouffe can stay in the game. So Plouffe now at first for Adam Rosales, who's 1 for 2, sacrifice, and a single. Pitch in for a strike. Mariners just got Steve Cishek back in the bullpen. He pitched last night. He's got closer experience. So Dahl gave up 2 runs, 1 earned run in a third of an inning. There's a strike, 1-2. So now Altavilla ahead in the count. Rosales going to have to fight here against guys who get good stuff. This, he struck him out with a high, hard one. So a couple of strikeouts for Altavilla after the A's got their leadoff man aboard. Bottom of the 8th coming up. 4-4 game.
Copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Oakland Athletics and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Athletics Investment Group, LLC.
All right, game summary brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. Another tight game. 4-8-1 for the A's, 4-6-0 for the Mariners. Andrew Triggs was very good, but he will not get his 6th win. Chase DeYoung went 6 innings, gave up 4 earned runs. Healy with the homer for the A's. Cruz with the homer for the Mariners. A couple of 3 runs for Seattle in that bottom of the 7th inning. Just 1 was an earned run. Ryan Healy made a costly error. He is now out of the game. Trevor Plouffe in at 3rd. Madsen stays in. Pitch to Gamble. Foul. Gamble was at bat when Segura was picked off. Gamble does not have a hit. He'll be followed by Cruz and Seager. 3-1.
Well, and Madsen's got the middle of this order, so he's got the tough task, and 3-1 count now. You don't want to start by walking this leadoff guy.
Foul straight back to the screen. So the count is full now to Ben Gamble. Cishek is warming up right now in the Mariners bullpen. 3-2 pitch, cued, foul. So there he is. So probably pitch the top of the 9th, whatever the score is. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. 6 strikeouts for A's pitchers tonight.
Well, a good comeback from 3-1 count by Madsen. Last 2 pitches, went with the changeup, one with Gamble fouled off. This one, just a perfect changeup down in the strike zone. Gamble way out in front.
So with 1 out, here's Cruz. Home run, single, and a walk for Nelson Cruz. This one's driven in the air to right, but playable for Matt Joyce. So the dangerous Nelson Cruz is retired. He went after the first pitch, so he must have seen something he liked. So 2 away, here's Seager. Seager hitless tonight. Good sharp curveball from Madsen. Catches the inside corner. Seager with 3 home runs on the year, 21 RBIs. Angels still leading the White Sox. It's 5-2 in the bottom of the 8th inning. Astros have won. Rangers have won. Right field and deep. Joyce going back. Joyce at the wall. Gone.
Seager had a big one against the A's last night, a 2-run homer. This changeups, there's the difference. We saw the strikeout from Gamble. The pitch was down. This one is just up and over the middle of the plate. Seager, who saw one earlier in the at-bat, that always tends to help. And then when you get one up, it's easier to stay back on it. And he drives it out of the park.
So a 2-out home run in the bottom of the 8th inning to give the Mariners a 5-4 lead. Rays will have Fegley, Joyce, and Lowry in the top of the ninth, and they will face Cishek. Broken bat. That's going to be a base hit to left field by Valencia. Valencia a little hacked off that the first pitch came into him a little bit, and I think Danny should just relax just a little bit.
Yeah, that's probably the best advice of the night.
I'm not a big advice giver, but just relax, Danny.
It is a broken bat single. It's firewood.
Easy, big guy. Easy, big fella.
Some people can't help it.
Calm him down, Yonder. You guys have been friends for a long time. I'm pretty sure that Ryan Madsen was not throwing at Danny Valencia. Well, and you know what? There's nobody in the A's bench that's telling Ryan Madsen to throw at Danny Valencia. Danny,
no.
Don't worry about it, buddy. Here's Motter. First pitch, drops in for a strike. Motter had a base hit and he scored. And he got that 3-run seventh inning started with the 1-out single. And swings through that one. So Madsen quickly ahead 0-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. So Motter's retired, but Kyle Seager, a 2-out solo home run, and the Mariners now have a 5-4 lead as we head to the ninth.
Sports California is brought to you by the 2017 Jeep Cherokee with an EPA estimated 30 highway miles per gallon. By Southwest, yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. By Toyota, the full-line automaker with the longest lasting vehicles in America. Toyota, let's go places. By AAA, what does your insurance do when it's not doing insurance? It should do more. Go to AAA.com for more details. And by the all-new 2017 Chrysler Pacifica.
Beautiful Space Needle. And on the other side of downtown, it's going to be Steve Cishek coming in. So he's going to try to close it. Rajai Davis is going to pinch hit for Fegley. So Davis will lead things off. It's a 5-4 game. First pitch, up and away. So it'll be Davis, Joyce, and Lowry here in the ninth. That went in first strike. Cishek, no stranger to closing. He did it with the Marlins. He's got 120 career saves. So he's been in this spot before.
And for Rajay, you just got to find a way to get on base.
Just missed outside. Cishek is the fourth pitcher of the night for Seattle. Young, Overton, Altavilla. Center field, and that's going to drop for a hit. So the pinch hitter Rajay Davis does what he needed to do. He gets aboard.
Time now for the Jeep drive of the game. And that's in the last half inning. Kyle Seager, big home run. Just like last night, gave him a cushion. Tonight it gives him the lead. And the A's are now in the ninth, trying to find a way to tie this game up or take the lead.
The A's have the tying run aboard, and it's the speedy Rajay Davis. Keep a close eye on Davis.
Well, and because of Cishek's delivery, the way that he throws it, the side armor, he's not exactly all that quick to home plate. Because of how submarine he throws the baseball, it takes him a little bit.
Let's see if Rajay takes advantage of that. 4 steals this year for Davis. He's been thrown out 3 times. Joyce is 0 for 4 tonight. Shift is on. Seager on the right side of second base. Did they get him? No. Be careful, Raj.
Almost watching it, I think the throw was there on time. Yeah, he got him leaning.
He got back. Too close.
Rajay able to get back.
Barely.
Don't want to make a habit of that, though.
And he was going. Yeah, another close play. It's a pretty good move by Cishek.
Yeah. He gets the throw over there pretty quickly. That one just about as close as the last one.
Not running. And Joyce takes off the plate, 2-0.
And you can see Cishek holding that one just a little bit longer, making sure Rajay comes to a stop.
Drive to right. Going back is Gamble at the wall, and that baby's gone. Matt Joyce, right center, and the A's take the lead. So the first hit of the game for Matt Joyce is huge. And I mean huge.
Well, this is where Rajay Davis being at first base, Cishek falls behind in the count, 2-0, has to throw a fastball, and when you got righty on lefty, especially when you throw sidearm, it looks like that ball's coming into you. He was forced to throw a strike, and Joyce jumped all over that.
What a shot in the arm that could be for the A's. A 2-run homer here in the top of the ninth to give the A's a 6-5 lead. Number 5 on the year for Matt Joyce. So on a 2-0 count. And you're right, maybe just that little thought of, well, I got to watch Rajay Davis at first.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you're thinking he's going.
Your attention goes from making the pitch to holding them close. And lots of times closers are used to that, which I understand, but maybe you slide step just a little quicker. You're trying to be a little quicker to home, and you just don't finish that pitch and locate it where it needs to be. And Matt Joyce took advantage.
3-1 pitch is outside, and it's a walk. Let's watch the pitch location on the home run.
You can see the tail on it right back over the middle of the plate. Ruiz wanted that inside. And I'm kind of surprised. I'm kind of surprised by that pitch selection. 2-0 trying to go inside. I get what you're trying to do because you want to get him to take that pitch, but he's got to make such a perfect pitch in order for that to actually work. The last thing you want is for that ball to come back over the middle, which is exactly what it did.
Got me thinking. 2-0 count. Guy's got pretty good power. And asked for an inside pitch.
Well, I understand the thinking because there's times a guy who has pop like he does, who's trying to hit a homer basically. He's looking to dive out over the plate. 2-0. You know, you expect, okay, he's going to go away on me. I'm gonna get out here and get one. All right, so let's go inside, but it takes that perfect pitch inside. And when it's 2-0, you don't want to go 3-0. So from a pitcher's mindset, you're going, okay, I need this to be a strike.
But you also better hope he is diving out.
That's exactly right. There's not many hitters that are going to look inside 2-0. You're looking out over the plate, and because he had to make a perfect pitch, the ball had too much tail on it, came back out over the middle.
1-2 the count to Chris Davis. 2-2 the count. Into the A's bullpen. Closer Santiago Casillas starts to loosen up. Mariners will have the bottom of their order. Heredia, Dyson, Ruiz. Davis hits one high in the air to center field. Dyson going back. Dyson near the warning track makes the catch. Tagging up is Lowry. He's going to hustle for second. He's going to make it. Heads up play by Jed Lowry. So that ball took Dyson to the warning track. And we're going to have a pitching change. So with Alonso coming up, got service once. The left-hander, Zabzinski coming in. We'll be back.
is back and better than ever. Watch every out-of-market regular season game live on over 400 supported devices. Plus, get a free subscription to AtBat Premium, the #1 app for live baseball. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv for details.
Well, quite a ball game tonight. The A's have taken the lead here in the top of the ninth on a 2-run homer by Matt Joyce. Mark Sepczynski comes in. He's coming in to face Yonder Alonso. He was brought into last night's game to face Yonder Alonso, and he struck him out. And that was it. The only man he faced. 1 out here in the ninth. Rajai Davis started the inning with a pinch hit single, and then Joyce on a 2-0 count homered off. And that gentleman, Steve Cishek. So after the Lowry walk, fly ball to center, Lowry advances to second. That's where we're at. First pitch to Alonso is bounced fair. And now they say foul. I thought Paul Nauer made a fair signal initially.
I saw that too.
He made some type of signal and then waved it off.
That's it. You can see right there. He started to point.
He rethought about it. I think it was foul. A couple of walks, ground out, strikeout for Yonder Alonso. Foul. Good swing by Alonso.
Well, that was that sinker that he got Alonso on last night. Now 0-2. See if he tries to run one of his sliders off the plate or goes back to that sinker down and in.
Trevor Plouffe in the on-deck circle. He'll be next. It's blocked by Ruiz, who scrambles after it. White Sox have scored 3 times in the top of the 9th inning in Anaheim to tie up that game at 5 apiece. Still batting by the White Sox. So the Angels had 3 outs away from a victory and getting to the 500 mark. The White Sox have tied it. This one grounded foul. Tomorrow night, Jesse Hahn and Christian Bergman. Final game of the series and the road trip. Sonny Gray will get the homestand started on Thursday against the Boston Red Sox. What a game this has been. The Athletics led 4-1 after 6 innings. Mariners tied it. Took the lead in the 8th. A's have taken the lead back here in the 9th. So I'm sure the bottom of the 9th is going to be just a nice, easy, quick 3 up, 3 down.
That's what we hope for.
Sure. In the dirt again. Now it's 2-2. That crazy game we talked about in Detroit, the Orioles ended up winning that game 13-11 in 13 innings. So the Orioles fought back, tied it in the ninth, had a battle. Tigers lose an extra inning game at home. Pitch again rolled foul. So now Alonso making Zabczynski work.
Well, he's pretty much seen everything Zabczynski's got. He's seen that fastball, he's seen the slider, and he's made good pitches on him so far. And Alonso's just up there spoiling, hoping for him to make a mistake out over the plate.
Crowd tonight, which was announced at 13,955. About half have stuck around. And swing and a miss. So Alonso, well, he threw out a good at bat, but ends up striking out. So he'll be frustrated with that. That's a pretty good at bat.
It was a good at bat. Zabczynski goes back to that sinker though, and Alonso over the top just as he did last night. It's a tough pitch when you're trying to see something up. There's a lot. He's got a lot of movement, a lot of downward action.
Well, Trevor Plouffe is the hitter. He's going to be walked intentionally, and now Stoudemire comes out. The hitter is Canna. Zabczynski obviously going to stay in the game. So he may pitch carefully to Canna, knowing that Stephen Vogt's a left-handed hitter in the on-deck circle. But then again, Vogt's starting to swing it, and I just always think you got to be careful with the bases loaded.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to say. You don't. It's not ideal. You need to try to make pitches.
Pitch to Canna is low. Canna has a couple of hits tonight, single, double. He's also grounded to short and struck out. Casilla ready out in the A's bullpen. He will pitch the bottom of the ninth. Strike called, a low strike. Canna disagrees with Dana DeMuth. I think the A's dugout disagrees with Dana DeMuth as DeMuth shoots a glance over that way, and it was low.
Yeah, that's definitely down. That's a changeup that, it's a big difference. 1-1 and 2-0. He now has to come to you unless he's going to try to really pitch around you.
So that one off the plate, 2-1.
I still find it interesting that they would intentionally walk Plouffe, though. I mean, what's
the difference between Plouffe and Canna? Is what you're saying?
I mean, I know Plouffe is 2 for 4 off Zabczynski, but that's
not enough.
That's not enough. That's kind of irrelevant.
And actually, Canna has swung the bat pretty well tonight.
Yeah.
Swings through that one and the count 2-2.
Went with the breaking ball, just ran it in off the plate. Good pitch on the inner half. Canna, big swing, maybe too big of a swing.
So Canna trying to give the A's some insurance runs after Matt Joyce gave the A's the lead earlier this half inning. 2-2 pitch, good take. It's a hard slider that Zabczynski likes to throw. He may throw it again.
Yeah, and here's the situation. So you're either going after Canna or you're not. I mean, because if you're going to try to get him to chase something, you got to have the mindset that you're going to go after him.
So you can't sit in the middle.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, that's exactly right.
You're either You're either not pitching to him or you are.
Yeah. I think Canna's got to look middle of the plate, and if it's not there, can't try to make something out of nothing. If they're gonna, I know he's thrown a couple pitches that were strikes, but
3-2, 2 outs. Runners will go. And that one's driven left center field. Hit well. Dyson on the move. Dyson on the move, and that baby is gone. 3-run homer for Mark Canha. 9-5, the A's lead.
And what a swing from Canha. This is exactly what I'm talking about. He made the choice to pitch to him. So what does he do? He throws a slider basically right down the middle of the plate. I mean, that's why the whole walking of Plouffe didn't make any sense to me, because either you're going to go after the right-handed hitter or you're not. And if you're going to walk Plouffe, then you might as well walk Canha and pitch to Vogt. And you can see just exactly how pumped he is. Awesome swing right there. Great at bat, too.
So 3 home runs by the A's tonight. 55 now on the year. So they have been the difference tonight. A 2-run homer by Healy in the second. And here in the ninth, Joyce a 2-run homer, Canha a 3-run homer. Now it's 2-1. So the A's have scored 5 times. Santiago Casilla probably feel a little bit better. Makes his life a little bit easier. Three and 1. So 3 runs charged to Steve Cishek in a third of an inning. And that's a ball. So Stephen Vogt, he walks, and Salas will be the 9th hitter the A's have sent to the plate here in the 9th inning. A's received 8 walks last night. Tonight, they've received 6. Pitch to Rosales, not close. What you're also doing here, Mark, with Sebczynski, who's a pretty valuable part of the Mariners bullpen. Remember, he pitched last night. Not only faced 1 hitter last night, but tonight you forced him to throw 20 pitches. So you don't know if he'll be ready to go tomorrow night. Well, they do have 9 relievers, the Mariners.
Yeah, but still, he's kind of that come in to get that one lefty out guy.
In a big part of the game.
Yeah, as we saw last night, getting Alonso.
A soft line drive. Ends up foul down the third baseline. So Rosales behind in the count 1-2. This will be pitch number 23 coming up from Sebczynski. Slider misses. Angels batting in the bottom of the ninth. That game tied at 5. So the White Sox tied it. They could not push the go-ahead run across. Josh Smith starts to throw. He has been throwing for quite a while now. Just foul back.
I always thought that was tough for closers sometimes. They start getting hot. They think they're in the game. You know, a big play happens, 3-run homer. Next thing you know, that's not a safe situation, but they've already gotten hot.
Yeah.
They're already ready to go.
Foul tip. Salas must have got a piece of it. I think some managers will still put their closer in the game just because he's ready.
That's always the thing the managers have to juggle and have to deal with, because now you've gotten them hot. Sometimes closers struggle when it's not a safe situation. You don't want to see that, but yet you then have to take into consideration, okay, how many pitches have they thrown? That then factors for the next couple days if you don't use them.
Sure. Salas strikes out, side retired, but the A's score 5 times in the 9th inning to take the lead. Matt Joyce with a 2-run homer that gave the A's a 6-5 lead, and then Mark Canha a 3-run shot for a little insurance. 9-5 as we go to the bottom of the 9th inning.
The Boston Red Sox make their regular season visit to Oakland for a 4-game series May 18th through May 21st. The Thursday, May 18th game includes a co-branded San Jose Sharks A's beanie to 10,000 fans, presented by Cache Creek Casino Resort. Friday, May 19th game features post-game fireworks set to the music of Bay Area hip-hop, presented by Lagunitas. To secure your seats, visit athletics.com/tickets or call 877-493-BALL.
So Santiago Casilla will come into the game. It is not a save situation with the A's having a 4-run lead. So the first pitch to Heredia is called a strike. Did he go? He did not. So 1-1 the count. Salas charges, throws quickly, and Heredia is retired. So 1 out here in the 9th inning. And that'll bring up Gerard Dyson. So Stephen Vogt is gone in behind the plate. Now Vogt was the DH tonight. So the A's have forfeited the DH spot. Casilla is now in the DH spot. So Casilla is in. He's in the lineup. He's in there. Strike on the inside corner. Rajai Davis also stays in the game, and he's in center field. So that's the changes. Vogt catch, and Rajai Davis in center. 1-1 pitch to Dyson. That's a strike. So 1-2 the count. If the A's hang on to win this, pretty exciting way to end a 4-game losing streak. Plenty of big hits tonight. We've been asking for big hits, Mark, and tonight the A's have delivered. A couple of RBI singles in the 4th inning after the Healy home run in the 2nd. Then in the 9th, big clutch home runs. Pitches low. 2-2 to Dyson with pinch hitter Boop Powell waiting in the on-deck circle. And that hit Dyson. Dyson is hit for the 3rd time in this game. He's not going to be terribly happy as he slowly walks toward first base, and this one got him in the left.
Well, got him in the left elbow forearm, and he was kind of checking his swing on it. The pitch was inside. It really wasn't that far in, but just the way he dove down after it. Right here, you can kind of see his upper body goes down. That elbow drops down inside, and it just kind of nicks the end of his elbow.
So Dyson's aboard for the 3rd time. And here's Boop Powell. Numbers in AAA, 288. Been up with the Mariners a little bit this year. Dyson takes off. He'll get second base. Dyson now at second. So 2-0 to Powell. Powell originally drafted by the Athletics. It was in the 2012 draft. He was an A for 3 years before being traded to Tampa Bay. In the Ben Zobrist trade. A year later, he was traded from the Rays to the Mariners. Two-one pitch, hit hard in the center field, and that's a base hit. Dyson will round third. He'll score easily, and it's 9-6. But what you don't want here is you don't want those big hitters to come up with a couple guys on base.
That's exactly right. And this is what I talked about. Sometimes that closer, you got a 1-run lead. Next thing you know, it's up to 4, and you come in, you have a little bit of a different mindset. You're just trying to throw strikes and try to get some outs rather than attack guys the way that you normally would. You don't want to give these Mariners a chance to kind of get back into this and feel like they have a shot.
So now to the top of the order, Segura. After Segura, it's Ben Gamel. Segura Looks like he was taken all the way, and it just missed inside. Casilla thought it was a strike. So first major league hit for Boog Powell. Congratulations. And it knocks in a run. After Ben Gamel, it's Nelson Cruz. And now Volt's going to come out and chat with Casilla. Segura has a hit tonight, 1 for 4. Could maybe taking a strike. Segura in the series is 2 for 7. A couple of singles. That one chopped toward third, and it's fair. The throw to first in time. What a play by Trevor Plouffe. So it was the home plate umpire Dana Demuth's call, and he said that's a fair ball. Segura doesn't know that it was a fair ball.
Well, and just like last night, we saw Plouffe make this type of throw to second base last night. Tonight, this one's even more difficult. All the way across the diamond. Cannot set his feet, throws on the run, able to get the speedy Segura. It's hard to get a lot on that throw.
That's a great play.
That's a great play. That is so difficult because that ball has so much tail to it. You have to start it. It's almost like playing a fade to first base.
So you got to get Gamel. You just do not want to face Nelson Cruz or Seager in this 9th inning. Looked like a strike. Call the ball. Swing and a miss. Now it's 1-2. Foul ball. Could we have got Vogt on the backswing? Yes.
Just on the mask.
So Casilla trying to finish off Ben Gamel. Did he go? Yes, he did, and that's the ball game. And the Mariners can't believe it. As they're looking down at Carlos Torres, the A's said, you know what, we're taking that. So the A's win it. And the 4-game losing streak is history, and it looked like it certainly could have been a swing.
Could have gone either way, but once those wrists break like that, it's hard for that third base ump not to call that.
So lots of heroes tonight. Matt Joyce, the big home run that gave the A's the lead in the 9th inning. The A's will take it as they get a win here in Seattle. 3 hours and 25 minutes was time of game. 13,955 was the attendance. Final score from Safeco Field, the Athletics 9 and the Mariners 6. You've been watching A's Baseball on NBC Sports California. A's Post Game Live presented by State Farm starts right now.